Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. Just wanted to highlight some recent pickups that I've gotten over the last couple weeks. And I want to start off here with this 1959 Topps Hitter's Foes. Got this primarily because of this guy right here, the Don Drysdale, there from my Don Drysdale collection. I love the multiplayer cards, and I follow a baseball card collector, and he was mentioning the other day how much he enjoyed buying these as well. And for me, it's the same reason. I just love the history behind it. They tell a little story on the back, and it kind of paints a picture of those long bygone eras. So got that for the Drysdale collection. Glad to have it. Another item here is this 1967 Topps checklist. Juan Marichal, no left ear. It's a near mint 7. So they would produce checklist cards in both the 5th and the 6th series. The 5th series being to kind of promote what was coming up so the kids knew what to look for. And then also when the 6th series came out, they would insert the card again as well. So I don't know quite for sure which one is the 6th and which one is the 5th, but I have them both in near mint 7s. I guess the 6th series one would probably be a little bit more scarce since those cards, that's kind of when you start getting into the high numbers, the lower not high numbers for 67 Topps, which are so incredibly popular. This is a nice card and a near mint 7. If you were to, it's very affordable. If you were to get this in a near mint mid 8, you're looking at paying 10 times the price. So quite a bit more price for the 8. I think that's primarily because of centering issues. And then going on here to this 1971 Dell team stamp with Nolan Ryan. Basically, anytime you can get a Nolan Ryan card with him still in his New York Mets uniform, it's a great deal. Wayne A. Bay, the seller that I bought these from, he apparently has got a bunch of these graded, and he's selling them every week. So I missed out on buying this stamp a few weeks ago, but I was able to get it the week after. So just a really cool thing. Reading the back, it talks about Nolan Ryan's potential. You know, it talks about his great arm, but he was just a spot pitcher, spot reliever at this point, and no one could predict in the Mets that he would become the Hall of Famer that he did. Really blew up in '72 when he became a member of the Angels. Then another guy collect. These are all my Hall of Fame collection guys, so there's a purpose behind all these stamps. Hoyt Wilhelm. Finally got the Juan Marichal, Steve Carlton, the Jim Bunning. These are really great if you're looking to start collecting vintage stuff, because you're not going to have to pay more than $6 or $8 for these guys. You know, the Nolan Ryan's going to be a little bit more. They paid just over $20 for that. But as far as these are very affordable. And another cool thing is they actually have the actual team logos of their teams. That's kind of rare for this time period where usually it was just Topps that had the rights to display those team logos, and anything that was an up-and-coming starter that wasn't associated with Topps typically had blank uniform symbols on there. So that was a pretty cool thing. And then coming down here, this 73 Gaylord Perry in a near mint 7. Although it's not a PSA, it's a SGC graded card. I have a few SGC items in my collection. They typically sell for a little less than PSA, and that's the main reason I picked this one up. I just probably paid half what I would for a PSA near mint 7, and it is well centered. So I said, hey, yeah, go ahead and get it. Just over $5 on that, so you can go wrong with that. Can't even get a car PSA graded for that. Over here, this PSA graded 86 Topps passing leaders. Got it primarily for my Joe Montana collection. And then moving on to something a little different. This is kind of inspired by, how many of you have been in like the Walmart or Target and you're walking down and those blaster boxes, those $20 blaster boxes are calling to you. You buy one or two, you open them up, get nothing. So I love the Timberwolves, and I wanted to get some like relic cards for some of the players I follow or collect. And they want to spend a lot of money, so I figured, what if I just spent like, give myself a $20 budget, basically what I'd spend on a blaster box. So I found one seller that had all 4 of these, and I was able to win them all, anywhere from $2.50 to about $1 on these. Didn't pay a lot for them. So in all, with shipping, I just paid over $11 for these, man, which you can't go wrong. Good grief, $11. So about half the cost it would be for a blaster box to get all 4 of these online. 2 Andrew Wiggins, a really good young player for them. And then their #1 pick this year, Justin Patton, who's also from Creighton University in Omaha, my hometown. So I follow both Creighton and the Timberwolves. Those are my teams. So he was a no-brainer. And then my favorite basketball player of all time is Kevin Garnett. So there you go. That one's a little lower numbered series on that for the Chronicles. So pretty cool that I can get those for such a cheap price. And the last item I wanted to show you, the one I'm most excited about, this Topps tattoo panel from 1971. So basically I had a chance to buy, I got it primarily for this Bob Gibson, although the Rod Carew is nice as well because I collect both those players. But the Bob Gibson is the reason I've been looking for this for years. I could have bought it about 5 years ago in a near mint 7, just the Bob Gibson one itself. Passed on it because I didn't know how rare it was, and somebody snatched it up before I could buy it, and they've been looking for it ever since. I want to say maybe 3 years ago, these popped up again. Someone was selling their whole collection. They had all 16 of the sheets, and I bought a couple sheets, and I tried to bid on this one, but wise, I paid like 25, 30 bucks for the other sheets. This sheet went for well over 100 bucks. So doing a little bit more research, I quickly found out I think this is a short print, and it is going to be harder to find. So I wanted to say a couple weeks ago, one of these popped up, and I was outbid on it. Went for more than I wanted to pay. And then just last week, another one popped up, which was really rare and weird. And this one was a buy it now, so I was able to buy it now for less than I would have bid on it before on the auctions that I lost. Super glad to get it. It's kind of taken a beating at the end. You can see the Jim Merritt there, and the other one is kind of got some wear and a little staining, as well as the tattoo up here has got a little bit of staining. But these were designed to be moistened and then stuck on a kid's skin. So they weren't designed to hold up over time, and we're talking 1971 now, so we're going on, 45 years plus. So these are still in pretty good shape. The Gibson and the Carew are pretty decent. I do not have any intentions of tearing this panel apart. I'm kind of a purist in that way. So they will not be sent off to get graded. I'll just keep them as is. If I do see one that is graded, I will purchase it then, but I just wanted to have the whole complete panel as it stands right now. And that's all I've got for you guys. Once again, I appreciate your posted comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.